Now let's take a look at time and expense entry in Beyond. To enter time in Beyond, there's a few choices. You can use a daily timesheet view or a weekly timesheet view. The weekly timesheet view is nice because it gives a listing of all the projects and then columns for each of the day, making for really quick and easy data entry. It takes me to my current week, and now I can start building out my timesheet. Another helpful little tip is I could jump to the previous week and actually make a copy of this as sort of my template using the Save As button. Save As button is not just a weekly timesheet concept. It's actually available in a lot of places. You can use Save As to make a copy of an existing project, make a copy of access rights, make a copy of an expense report or a timesheet or a lot of different things. When I click it, I'm prompted for my new timesheet date. Okay, 10/4, that's good. And whether or not I want to clear the comments. I'm going to actually keep my comments. I'll say OK. Now it jumps me to this new week ending date, and it already has this list of project and tasks populated for me. This project I maybe worked 8 hours, 4 hours. This one I worked 4 hours, 8 hours. I'll save. If I need to add a new project, I just click into a new line. There's a few ways of entering a new project ID. I could start typing it. It'll try and populate it with what it needs to be. Or I could use the drop-down button, which will show me a list of my recently used projects. So it's going to remember that I've used these 2 projects recently and jump straight to them. If I don't see it in my recently used project list, I can use the lookup, view a lookup of all the projects that are available in my system. I can select it. I can enter comments that'll show up on the invoice, and I can enter my time. And as I'm entering this, I get totals for the project and task combination, I get a week total, and I get daily totals as I go. This is immediately updated as soon as I enter time. All these totals flow through, helping me to identify missing time or if I have my time booked to the appropriate project. For expense entry, I would go to Projects, Expense Report Entry. This will start me out as a new expense report. Again, I could use Find to look up one of my previous expense reports and just do a Save As and create a new expense report using these values. Or I could start out with a blank slate and enter from there. You can specify those expense categories that we set up earlier: hotel, meals, mileage, non-project expenses, things like that. That'll default in a description. You can select the project that it applies to, the task that it applies to, quantity. In the case of mileage, the unit cost defaulted in for me, otherwise I could enter whatever I want, and then the total cost. When I'm happy with this, I can save and submit it for approval. It does show me totals at the bottom, and I do have an option to either attach something using the attachments feature. And again, attachments is another feature that's really available system-wide. It's not just an expense report feature, and there's no setup required. It's available out of the box to any customer on Beyond. They can immediately start attaching files to things like project files, resource files, or expense reports. So I can attach maybe a receipt of one of these expenses. I'll select New. My source is a file. I'll select my file, which happens to be on my desktop, my receipt. I can rename it if I like, and I can attach it, and away it goes. I can attach as many attachments as I like for easier viewing later on. I can also print an expense report printout. This is helpful in case you need to print something out to sign or turn in along with your receipt. It provides a summary of what you entered along with some signature lines and dates at the bottom. This can be printed to a printer or exported to a PDF or whatever's needed.